Have you ever looked at your morning pills and wondered when life became about managing symptoms instead of making memories? While many hope for 90, 85% of us won't reach 82. It isn't bad luck, it's 5 deadly mistakes seniors make daily. Today, we'll meet Dorothy Miller, a grandmother who discovered these errors almost too late. By simple shifts, she reclaimed her freedom. Stick around, because the 5th mistake is a silent killer doctors rarely mention. It's time to start living. Mistake number 1, the medication multiplication trap. The first danger we must face is something I see in almost every home I visit. It is what I call the medication multiplication trap. Dorothy Miller's bathroom cabinet used to look like a small-town pharmacy. She was taking 12 different pills every single day. She had pills for her blood pressure. She had pills for cholesterol. She had pills for sleep and joint pain. To Dorothy, each pill felt like a safety net, but in reality, those nets were tangling together into a knot that was strangling her health. Taking 5 or more medications daily is a medical condition doctors call polypharmacy. There is a very important reason why this becomes toxic as we get older. You see, our bodies change how they handle chemicals. In our 70s, our livers and kidneys do not process these substances as quickly or as cleanly as they did in our 30s. Think of your body like a filter. Over time, that filter slows down. When you add 12 different chemicals every morning, they begin to stack up like a dangerous tower. They do not just sit there. They interact. They fight each other. They create new problems that were never there to begin with. Have you been feeling unusually tired lately? Maybe your mind feels a bit cloudy, or your joints ache more than they should. Many seniors look at these signs and say, "Well, I'm just getting old." But I want you to stop and think. Dorothy felt that same exhaustion. She had mysterious bruising on her arms and felt a constant swang-mu-no, or brain fog. She thought her body was failing. It was not. It was simply her medications fighting for space inside her system. The evidence is truly sobering. Research from the experts at Johns Hopkins shows that taking 5 or more medications increases your risk of severe complications or even death by 88%. It is not usually the one pill that causes the trouble. It is the cocktail they create together. One morning, Dorothy noticed deep purple bruises on her skin. She had not bumped into anything. After a frantic visit to the clinic, we discovered the truth. 2 different specialists had prescribed 2 different blood thinners. Those doctors had never spoken to each other. Dorothy was a walking time bomb for internal bleeding because her left hand did not know what her right hand was doing. I want you to take control right now. Please, stop adding new prescriptions to your routine without a master plan. Before you accept a new bottle from the pharmacy, ask your doctor 3 vital questions. Ask if this pill is replacing an old one. Ask if there is a non-drug way to fix the problem. And most importantly, ask how this new pill will behave with the ones you already take. Remember that food can often be your best medicine. Before reaching for a pill to stop inflammation, consider adding more ginger or fatty fish like salmon to your diet. These natural wonders can often do the work of a pill without the heavy burden on your kidneys. Food is a safe, gentle alternative that your body knows how to handle. Dorothy eventually started what we call a medication audit. She made a complete list of every pill and every vitamin. She took that list to her pharmacist every 3 months for a checkup. Within 6 months, Dorothy safely reduced her pills from 12 to 5. The joint pain she thought was old age was actually a side effect of her cholesterol medicine. Her insomnia was just a reaction to her blood pressure pill being taken too late in the day. Once the trap was cleared, her energy returned and her mind became sharp again. Before we move on, I truly want to know how many of you have faced this. If you are taking more than 3 pills a day, please comment the word meds below. It helps me know who is watching, and it shows others that they are not alone in this struggle. Now, let us look at the second mistake. Mistake number 2, the invisible poison in your pantry. This is a danger that is often disguised by labels that say healthy, natural, or low fat. It is what I call the invisible poison in your pantry. When I first visited Dorothy Miller at her home in Cincinnati, her kitchen looked like a model of good health. She had whole grain cereals, diet sodas, and low-fat snacks everywhere. But Dorothy was unknowingly consuming what we call age accelerators. These are processed foods and chemicals that speed up inflammation and wear down your cells much faster than nature intended. As we get older, there is a very specific biological reason why this becomes so dangerous. Our natural thirst signals begin to fade in our 70s. Many of us are walking around chronically dehydrated, and we do not even know it. Because our brains confuse thirst for hunger, we reach for a processed snack when our body is actually crying out for a glass of water. This lack of hydration puts a massive strain on your kidneys and leads to confusion, dizziness, and a much higher risk of falling. You might be noticing a constant nagging ache in your joints lately. You might feel a sudden drop in your energy after lunch or a strange fog in your mind. It is so easy to say, "Well, I am just getting old." But often, those symptoms are not age-related. They are your body reacting to hidden sugars and artificial sweeteners like aspartame. When we consume these chemicals, our bodies struggle to process them. They linger in our system, causing a fire of inflammation that wears out our hearts and our brains. The scientific evidence is truly sobering. Research now links artificial sweeteners to a much higher risk of stroke and heart disease in seniors. High sodium levels in canned soups and frozen dinners can send your blood pressure through the roof in a matter of minutes. Dorothy was absolutely shocked to learn that her favorite healthy granola bar contained 22 grams of sugar. To put that in perspective, that is more sugar than a glazed donut from the local bakery. By eating that one bar, she was triggering an insulin spike that pushed her closer to diabetes every single day. I want you to stop buying anything that comes in a box with a long list of ingredients you cannot pronounce. Please, start checking your labels today. If a product has more than 5 ingredients, put it back on the shelf. This is the moment to choose life over convenience. Remember that real food is your primary source of strength. While smart supplements can be a helpful bridge, they can never replace the life-giving power of a fresh apple, a handful of walnuts, or a piece of wild-caught fish. Food should be a source of healing, not a source of stress for your organs. Everything changed for Dorothy when she went grocery shopping with her daughter, who is a trained nutritionist. They looked at the labels together and found that her whole grain bread was packed with high fructose corn syrup. Her low-fat yogurt was actually filled with sugar to make up for the missing fat. Dorothy realized she was not just eating food, she was eating a chemical experiment. She decided to reclaim her health using the 5-5-5 rule. First, she only bought packaged foods with 5 ingredients or fewer. Second, she made sure to drink 5 glasses of water by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This kept her hydrated during the day, but prevented those frequent, frustrating trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Third, she made a goal to eat 5 different colors of fruits and vegetables every single day. Her energy levels soared, and even her skin began to look brighter. Most surprisingly, her grocery bill actually went down by 30% because she stopped paying for expensive processed snacks. Before we move on, take a moment right now and look in your pantry. Check just one item. How many ingredients does it have? Let us know in the comments below. It is time to clear out the hidden poisons and start fueling your best years. Mistake number 3, the mobility mindset, death spiral. The problem begins with a simple phrase that I hear in my clinic almost every day: I will just be careful. After Dorothy Miller had her first minor slip in her kitchen, that became her new motto. She stopped taking the stairs, She avoided walking on the uneven grass in her backyard. She gradually limited her world to the flat, predictable surfaces of her home. It sounds sensible, does it not? We think that by moving less, we are staying safe. But this is the beginning of what I call the mobility mindset death spiral. It is a trap that guarantees the very thing you are trying to avoid. There is a deep biological reason why this is so dangerous for us as we age. When we stop challenging our bodies, a process called sarcopenia, or muscle wasting, accelerates at a terrifying speed. For a person in their 70s, one single week of complete inactivity can age their muscles by 6 months. Our bones also require the stress of movement to stay strong. When you stop walking on different surfaces, your brain actually begins to turn off the balance centers that keep you upright. You are quite literally teaching your body how to fall by trying too hard to stay still. You might notice that it feels a bit harder to get out of your favorite armchair lately. Perhaps you feel a little unsteady when you first stand up, or you find yourself reaching for the furniture to steady your path. It is so common to blame these symptoms on our age, but I want you to look closer. Dorothy realized something was wrong when her daughter came to visit with her 6-pound grandson. Dorothy went to pick him up, but her arms felt weak and her legs felt shaky. She realized with a shock that she could not safely hold a 6-pound baby. She had become 72 years old with the muscle mass of someone nearly 90. The scientific proof is undeniable. Research shows that seniors who limit their activity due to a fear of falling are actually 3 times more likely to have a serious fall within a year. By being careful, you are not protecting yourself, you are making your body brittle. On the other hand, studies prove that muscle can grow at any age. Even 90-year-olds have been shown to double their strength in just 12 weeks of proper movement. I am asking you today to stop being careful in a way that keeps you in your chair. Please, do not let fear shrink your world. Start seeking out small challenges for your body. If you see a few steps, take them while holding the railing. If there is a safe path on the grass, walk on it. Movement is the only way to keep your independence. Remember that physical activity is a form of medicine that no pill can replace. While eating well provides the fuel, movement is what tells your body to stay alive and strong. You do not need a fancy gym or expensive equipment. Your own home is the best place to build functional fitness. Use your daily chores as a way to stay limply. Carrying your own groceries or gardening are not just tasks. They are essential exercises for your heart and your bones. Dorothy's transformation was nothing short of a miracle. She started with a simple program I call the Power of 3. She committed to doing 3 things every day. Exercise number 1. 3 balance moves while brushing her teeth. She would simply practice standing on one leg while holding onto the sink. Exercise number 2. 3 strength moves during television commercials. She would practice sitting down and standing up from her chair 5 times in a row. Exercise number 3. 3 flexibility stretches before getting into bed. In the beginning, she could barely balance for 5 seconds, but by week 12, she was doing single-leg squats. By the end of the year, Dorothy was deadlifting 60 pounds at a senior fitness class. She was no longer afraid of the world. She was out hiking with her grandchildren and playing in the park. She realized that her protective instincts were actually her greatest enemy. Today, Dorothy lives without fear because she chose to move. Before we continue, I want to hear from you. Is there a physical activity you have stopped doing because you were worried about getting hurt? Maybe it is walking the dog or going to the grocery store alone. Comment the word strength below if you are ready to reclaim your movement. Now, stay with me because mistake number 4 is a silent killer that affects our hearts in a way you might not expect. Mistake number 4, the social isolation time bomb. The problem often begins after retirement. At first, Dorothy Miller loved the peace. There were no more demanding schedules or stressful meetings, but within 6 months, that peace turned into a heavy, suffocating silence. Her bridge club had dissolved. Her church moved many meetings online. Her family lived 2 states away. Dorothy realized that days, and sometimes even a whole week, would pass where the only living being she spoke to was her dog, Cooper. She thought she was just enjoying her privacy, but she was actually sitting on a biological time bomb. There is a terrifying scientific reality behind this silence. Loneliness is not just a feeling, it is a physiological toxin. Research shows that chronic social isolation is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes every single day. It increases your risk of a premature death by 50% and doubles your chance of developing dementia. When we are alone for too long, our bodies stay in a state of constant low-level stress. Our cortisol levels rise, which weakens our immune systems and puts a massive strain on our hearts. For a senior, loneliness literally causes the brain to shrink. You might have noticed that you are struggling to find the right words during a phone call lately. Perhaps you have started talking to yourself just to hear a voice, or you find that you are losing track of which day of the week it is. Many of us dismiss this as a senior moment, but often it is a sign that your brain is starving for human connection. Dorothy's wake-up call came when her daughter found her crying in the kitchen over something small. Dorothy confessed, "I feel like I'm disappearing." She was losing her vocabulary and her sense of purpose because she had no one to share her thoughts with. The evidence is clear. Seniors with strong social ties live 22% longer and experience 50% less cognitive decline. Connection is the ultimate medicine for the aging brain. It keeps your mind sharp, your heart steady, and your spirit high. I am asking you today to stop accepting isolation as a normal part of getting older. Please, reach out. Do not wait for the phone to ring. You must be the one to make the call. Join a local club, volunteer at a hospital, or simply invite a neighbor over for a cup of tea. Your life truly depends on it. Remember that a meaningful connection is a basic human need, just like air or water. While technology can be a helpful bridge, it can never replace the healing power of looking into another person's eyes and sharing a laugh. Real, face-to-face interaction is what tells your nervous system that you are safe and that you belong. Dorothy decided to fight back by starting what she called the Tuesday Club. It began with just 2 other ladies from her building meeting to play cards. Within a year, it grew into 20 seniors meeting for coffee, support, and friendship. Dorothy used a simple strategy I want you to memorize. It is called the REAL connection strategy. First, regular contact. This means a daily check-in with at least one friend. Second, emotional depth. Do not just talk about the weather. Share how you are truly feeling. Third, active engagement. Do something together like walking or crafting. Fourth, laughter. Seek out people who make you smile. The results for Dorothy were profound. Her blood pressure dropped 15 points without any new medication. Her memory sharpened almost immediately. Because she was engaging in complex conversations again, she no longer felt like she was disappearing. She felt vibrant, seen, and loved. Before we move to our final point, I want to ask you a very honest question. How many days usually pass for you without having a real, deep conversation with another person? Please, share your answer in the comments below. It is the first step toward breaking the silence and realizing you are not alone in this. Now, prepare yourself for mistake number 5. It is the one that almost everyone believes is just a natural part of aging. Mistake number 5, the memory myth massacre. The problem is the belief that senior moments or forgetting names are just a normal part of aging. We tell ourselves it is okay to be forgetful because we are getting older. But this is a dangerous lie. When you accept that your mind is failing, you stop challenging it. Dorothy Miller believed this lie until the day she forgot her own granddaughter's name. Shortly after, she found herself sitting in a parking lot, crying and confused because she had forgotten the way to her daughter's house. This was a route she had driven for 15 years. She thought she was losing herself to dementia. There is a profound biological reason why this happens. Your brain is a living muscle. If you do not use it, it will atrophy. When we stop learning new things, our hippocampus, which is the memory center of the brain, actually begins to shrink by 2% every single year. By accepting decline, you are literally telling your brain to start shutting down. You might be noticing that you struggle to remember where you put your keys, or you lose your train of thought in the middle of a sentence. It is so easy to say, "Well, my brain is just tired." But listen closely. That fog is not inevitable. The science of neuroplasticity proves that your brain can grow new cells and rewire itself at any age. Whether you are 70, 80, or even 90, your mind is capable of expansion. Research shows that challenging your brain with difficult tasks creates a cognitive reserve. This is like a buffer that protects you against future decline. Dorothy decided to fight back by learning Spanish at 73. Within a year, she was reading novels in a new language. When her doctor looked at her follow-up brain scans, he was stunned. Her brain actually looked 10 years younger because she refused to let it stay idle. I am asking you to stop accepting forgetfulness as your destiny. Please, do not let your mind go quiet. Start a new hobby, learn a musical instrument, or pick up a new language. Remember that physical movement is also the best medicine for your mind. A simple daily walk increases something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor by 300%. This is like fertilizer for your neurons. It helps you grow a sharper, stronger mind. Dorothy reclaimed her life using the SMART brain protocol. First, stimulate your mind with a daily challenge. Second, move your body to grow your brain. Third, associate new information with what you already know. Fourth, repeat and teach what you learn to others. Fifth, track your progress to stay motivated. The moment you believe your brain is finished learning is the moment it starts dying. Do not let that happen. What is one new skill you have been putting off? Is it painting, piano, or maybe learning a new computer skill? Comment the word brain below if you are ready to commit to a sharper future. Your best memories are still ahead of you. Today, Dorothy Miller is no longer just surviving. At 75, she is truly thriving. Her story proves that no matter your age, you can reclaim your strength. Do not just prepare to fade away. Plan to live boldly, starting now. In the comments below, tell me one small change you will make this week. If this message gave you hope, please hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone you love. Remember, it is not just about adding years to life, but life today.